Augusta National once made a man change his pants in a parking lot. A coach, just watching someone else play golf. What's happening, Panda Nation? Peter Von Panda here. Look, if you love golf, if you love the Masters, I love you, and I love the Masters too. It's legitimately one of the most beautiful sporting events on the planet. The azaleas, the history, Amen Corner, the whole thing. Today, I'm going to talk about something a little bizarre, but isn't that bizarre when you understand how bizarre the Masters really is. There are a number of unwritten, selectively enforced, completely unhinged dress code rules, and they're being enforced at Augusta National at the Masters very recently here, and I find it fascinating and somewhat maddening at the same time. I want to talk about Jason Day. He's Australian. He's the former world number one. He's absolutely talented. And for most of his career, he's a man who dressed about as controversially as a beige wall. But this guy showed up at the Masters for years and years, and nobody said a word about what he was wearing because there was nothing really to say. Polo shirt, khakis, done. You know, the whole blend into the background thing, right? But then in 2024, he left Nike to become a brand ambassador for a clothing company called Golf. And that's when things get interesting. In 2024, Day showed up wearing a sweater vest with number 313 Golf Championship in bold blue and red lettering across his chest, playing in the same group as Tiger Woods, which, by the way, meant every camera in existence was going to be pointed at him. Now, I kind of liked it because apparently 313 means something to Malbon, but it's actually the area code of the phone number that I had when I grew up in Detroit, 313, 313, if you didn't know what that's referenced to in 8 Mile. But Augusta National officials didn't give a rip about my Detroit heritage, and they reportedly came mid-round and said, take that off. Day later confirmed that Augusta asked him to remove the garment, so he changed, which is fine. But then it gets better because for 2025, Augusta National asked Day to submit his planned outfits for pre-approval before the tournament even started, and now has to turn in his wardrobe like a third grader submitting homework. The man is a former world number one. He's played at Augusta 14 times, and Augusta said, you know what? You're on the short list now, buddy. Hand over your script. Day said, if they would have let us do what we first put the scripting through to them, it would have been a lot crazier than last year, which, for the record, means Augusta vetoed an outfit that was wilder than what you already saw, and apparently included a full-on bird-printed outfit, head to toe, inspired by Native American beliefs about birds and birdies, which is either deeply poetic or completely insane, and honestly, it might have been both at the same time, and I would have loved to have seen it. Anyway, the Malbon founder explained that the full bird concept had birds representing different meanings and was connected to staying in tune with nature. He'd been sending Day bird sounds for 6 months. 6 months of bird sounds? Why would you do that? Anyway, apparently to help prepare him for the golf tournament. But Augusta said no, wear regular pants. Now, look, Augusta is Augusta. It's a private club. It's famously, aggressively, obsessively in control of its own image. The Masters runs only 4 minutes of commercials per hour compared to 10 minutes for other major sporting events, specifically because they control their own ad deals and only their chosen sponsors like AT&T, Bank of America, IBM, Mercedes, Rolex, they get in the door. They have dyed their water hazards blue to look better on camera. They have played bird sounds through hidden speakers on the course. So if you think they're going to let a guy walk the back nine dressed like the Audubon Society, you have guessed wrong. Augusta National has prevented commercialism from tainting its tournament better than any major sporting event in the world, and that's genuinely true. The place is obviously immaculate. Everyone talks about that. The atmosphere is unlike anything else in sports, maybe good and bad. Here's what makes my brain itch. Augusta told Jason Day to lose the Golf Championship lettering because it was too loud, too commercial, too in your face. They made him pre-submit his wardrobe. All right, fine, bad vest. Nobody allowed to push product on the sacred grounds of Augusta National. Kind of, except every player. I mean, every player, literally, on that same course that same week with the same cameras is walking around with Titleist plastered on their shirt or their hat, TaylorMade on their bag, KPMG on their sleeve, Workday across their chest, FootJoy on their shoes. Every single player is a human billboard for some corporation or multiple corporations, and that's apparently totally fine. No pre-approvals, no vest removals, no parking lot outfit changes. A guy wears his apparel sponsor's name in slightly large font and gets sent to the fashion principal's office. But a guy with 3 corporate logos on his shirt representing a global accounting firm, a mortgage company, a Swedish golf brand, strolls right through without a second glance. So how is Malbon Golf Championship on a vest more offensive than KPMG across someone else's chest? KPMG is an accounting and consulting firm. Jason's vest at least mentioned golf. What does KPMG have to do with the traditions of Augusta National? What does Workday have to do with azaleas? So let me ask you, hit me up in the comments. Where is the actual line that should be drawn? I'm not really sure I know either. The PGA, they have some official guidelines on this. Logos no larger than 3 inches by 5 inches. 5 inches. Let's be honest, 5 inches is pretty big. At least someone determined that, and they actually measured it. Someone at tour headquarters sat down with a ruler and said, 3 by 5, that's the threshold. That's where dignity ends and chaos reigns. And even Malbon joked about just printing his logo at the proper size dozens of times down the sleeve, which is pretty creative, I guess. But Augusta isn't even using the PGA Tour rulebook. Augusta uses vibes. Augusta uses feel. Augusta uses whatever the hell they want. Because when you run the show, you can be wildly inconsistent with fonts and colors and designs. And nobody can tell you you're wrong because they all want to be there. We all want to be there. Now, to be fair, today, he's been a complete gentleman about it. He said, this is why we come every April. We're here to play this tournament, and I understand that. That's a stand-up guy. He takes the whole thing in stride, and his Malbon guy has been great about it too. Genuinely trying to bring younger people into golf through fashion and culture. Not a bad goal. And here's the real irony. All that hand-wringing about Jason Day's fashion might actually be the best advertising Malbon Golf has ever gotten. He got removed mid-round. The story went global. Everyone learned what Malbon Golf was, and suddenly the small lifestyle brand is a household name in golf circles. Augusta tried to suppress the brand, hence the Streisand effect, and accidentally put it on the front page of every golf publication on the planet. Well played. Jason Day's relationship with Augusta's dress code has been more public than any other players, which at this point might be part of the plan. And now he's the most talked about dresser in golf, in a sport that for decades has dressed like a Dockers catalog. That is a genuinely remarkable achievement. Look, Augusta is going to do whatever Augusta wants to do. They're a private club. They make the rules and they enforce the rules through a system that nobody will fully understand because maybe it's not fully consistent. And the Masters is going to stay the most beautiful tournament in golf. Nobody's going to dispute that either. But let's not pretend this is about purity or commercialism, because the second you let the guy with the Workday logo wearing a Rolex driving up in a Mercedes while you're bouncing the dude with the Malbon vest, you've already decided. You've already picked a side, and that side is our kind of corporate branding is fine. Your kind of corporate branding is a little too much, which is kind of how things work when you think about it. Peter Von Panda, out.